All right, let's go.
Perfect. So what we're going to do, we're going to come onto our side. I'm going to drop the camera down so you can see me a little bit more. Beautiful. All right. So knees, hips and ankles all on top of one another. Please keep the hips forward. So even if you have to come forward a little bit more, then that's fine. But we just don't want you dropping back. We're going to keep the feet anchored together, and we're just going to lift and lower that top leg. So squeeze the bum muscle as you lift up. Lovely. So you can either do it with the feet in front of you as you're doing, Karen. If you have any hip mobility issues, then you may want to just drop that leg back. So your feet and your hips are all in one line. So try not to let the legs drop down completely to each other in the middle. Try and keep it hovered. Lovely. How's that, Karen?
Yeah, that's good. So this is obviously working the outside of your bottom and that chunky bit in your bum as well, which I can feel.
Absolutely.
So it might be good to explain why you need to be working on this area to help with your back.
Absolutely. So you've got your gluteus medius, which is your stability muscle, and that muscle is really, really important for people. It's really important to be strong because it helps to coordinate the hip and the back movements, which is a really common area that gets almost kind of lost when people have back pain. Let's move on to the next exercise and I'll continue explaining. We're going to extend that leg out to the side and then go slightly behind you, and we're going to go for 10 circles inwards, and then in a mo we're going to switch over. So so the glutes are really important to coordinate the mobility and the strength between your back and your hip and your pelvis. And that's really important when you're walking, exercising. It helps to protect your lower back, helps to take pressure off your core. There's a load of different things. How are you doing there, Karen?
Change the side, sorry.
Oh, not yet. No. Sorry, I was just sitting up taking a rest. Lovely. Let's go backwards for me. Lovely. So 10 circles backwards. Lovely. How are you finding that, Karen?
Yeah, I can really feel this. I remember when you showed me this one when I was at the clinic, and I remember really feeling it right in here.
In there, absolutely. It's a bit of a burner.
Yeah.
Oh.
And actually, I feel it going up, almost up the side as well.
This is it. So that's the point where you want to be stopping, because it shows that your glute medius muscle is kind of getting a little bit tired, and we need to move on. So now this exercise, it's a really nice mobility exercise that I find this actually. So we're going to have shoulder over the elbow. I'm going to lift the arm all the way up to the ceiling. So imagine that you're getting pulled up towards the ceiling, and we're going to reach through. Because Pilates is as much about mobility as it is strength. And as we know, all parts of the body needs to be working well, not just.
What's this helping with, Lauren?
So it's your mid-back mobility, lower back mobility, a little bit of strength in the shoulder as well. It helps to coordinate all the muscles in and around the shoulder, all around the rotator cuff.
I can really feel this. When I go from here and thread the needle, does it thread the needle?
Yeah.
I can feel it in my lower back stretching. This feels lovely.
Beautiful. Lovely. Last one there. All right, let's switch over then. Again, knees, hips and ankles all stacked on top of one another. Not a great idea wearing black behind my grey sofa, but that's fine. We'll work on it. Right, okay, squeeze that bum, and we're going to lift and lower. So yeah, really, really important to get all parts of your body moving. And because this was more a mobility-based Pilates session, I chose exercises that would do exactly that, that would keep you nice and mobile.
Yeah.
And that's what we can do with sessions. We can mix and match. So some people need a little bit more mobility, particularly at the moment. I'm working with a lot of people online who are needing a lot of mobility work, and that's fine. We've been doing a lot of work around that. Some people still really favour the more strengthening side. Everything that we're doing is still strengthening, but there are certainly higher levels of exercise that we can do to really get that core fired up. Our activities have changed, everything has changed in our life, and it's really important to adapt with that, and I'm sure you're finding that with your clients as well, Karen.
Yeah.
Ooh. Lovely. Let's take that leg out. If you need a stretch, just bring that leg in front of you for a second. Wonderful. Lovely. We're going to extend that leg out and, as I say, slightly behind you. And let's go for 10 circles. I'm going outwards for some reason, but we normally go inwards. Whichever way you find better to start, we're going to do both anyway. Lovely. So what we want to do, we really want to keep this distance here. So none of this. We don't want that hip hiking up.
Yeah.
Lovely. Beautiful, Karen. Well done. Lovely. Let's go the other way then. Very good.
Oh gosh, that is burning.
The burner. That's the thing with Pilates, that you'll find that you may not feel, yeah, you may feel like that. You may actually feel not too bad during the session, and then the next day you feel like you've been hit by a truck. Wonderful. Let's have you coming up onto your elbow for me, Karen. Extend that arm all the way up, get pulled up towards the ceiling. Then we're going to dive on through, get pulled backwards with that arm. Lovely. Beautiful. So as I say, it's nice to help strengthen that shoulder up as well. People that are used to, particularly Karen's boot camps and stuff like that, where you're used to doing whole body strengthening exercises, it's nice to do movements like this that kind of incorporate a load of different body systems in one, so the shoulder, the mid back, the lower back. Please excuse the car alarm going on outside. Lovely. How you doing there, Karen?
Yeah, this is a really nice one to do. I like the fact that it's, you know, mobilizing the lower back, because I get a lot, as you know, I get a lot of stiffness around the lower back.
This is it. It's just nice to, you know, it pulls a couple of different things in one, and it's nice to do a strengthening as well as a stretching. Right, the last. Let's go for, I'm going to say one more. We may do one extra one after this. We're going to come up onto all fours. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And imagine that you've got a ball. In fact, when I'm teaching, I normally get my squeezy ball and pop it on a person's back. We're going to extend one leg out. Now, if you feel happy here, then that's great. If you want to take it a bit further, then we're going to extend the opposite arm out as well.
Is this called bird?
Sorry?
This one called bird or something?
The bird dog.
Yeah.
Why? I'm not quite sure why they call it a bird dog, but there we go.
It's just, honestly, some of the names for these things, it's like, or fly.
Yeah.
One called a fly, and it's dead fly or something.
Dead bug. Yeah. Because when I'm teaching, I send my exercises out to people afterwards, and you kind of think, oh, please don't see the name of this. Now, if you're struggling doing both at the same time, then all you would do is
What,
go
both legs off the floor at the same time?
Sorry?
What, both legs off the floor?
No. Sorry. If you struggle, yeah, that would be amazing. That would be a real feat of strength. Wonderful. Yeah, so if you're struggling at home with doing arm and leg at the same time, then you would just do one leg, then one arm, and then switch. Lovely.
And what's this? What does this do, Lauren?
This is lovely for shoulder mobility, shoulder strength, and core strength as well. As I say, something that I get a lot of people to do is I get them to get either a ball or a small toy car or something like that and pop that in your back, and that's a nice way at home of you making sure that you're doing the exercise and keeping stable. Lovely. You all right there? Last exercise that we are going to do one more, I think. We're going to extend one leg out. Now squeeze that bum muscle as you go, and we're going to come up to the outer edge of the mat and then up to the inner edge. So you're going in like a V position. Lovely.
Behind over the other leg.
Yep, that's it. So up and over the other leg.
Okay.
And we're going to do 3 aside and then switch over.
And is this focusing on your glutes again?
This is your glutes, but it is also your core, because if you can actually see it quite nicely with the video at the moment, my body isn't moving, the movement is just happening in my hips, and actually it's the same with you, Karen. So we don't want that. The body's not moving at all, body stays still. And you are also building up a little bit of stability in the shoulder as well, because otherwise you'd be all over the place and you'd be falling towards the floor as well. Lovely. Switch over legs for me, please, Karen.
Now I know with older people, like my age, I find it really hard to keep my hands on the floor all the time. It really hurts like my wrist joint. So I've started going to my knuckles for stuff.
Absolutely.
Is that, would you say that's okay?
That's absolutely fine. Old history for me, long story, I won't go into it, but I have had a lot of wrist issues in the past. And so I will either go onto my knuckles if I'm teaching all day, or I'll get a small pillow and pop that on the floor and then just have my hand on the pillow, fingers come down, because then it kind of takes the angle off of your wrist. You can also turn the mat underneath you and again just have the palm of your hand on the mat and your fingers on the floor, and it just helps take that pressure off of there. You can also, I sometimes get people to come down onto their elbows and do this. It kind of changes the angle a little bit, but it will take the pressure off of your wrist.
Yeah.
Lovely. How are we getting on there?
Yeah, nice. I like this one. It's good.
Lovely. All right then. Okay. So concludes the end of our strengthening exercises. I think what would be really nice now is if we just did a little bit of a mobility stretch to get everything moving. So let's have you laying on your, actually, we were saying the other day that this exercise doesn't work particularly well for you, does it?
Which one?
This sort of knee onto opposite, ankle onto the knee, and then bringing the leg up.
Oh no, God, that works really well.
That works really well. Perfect. Let's go for that then. So one ankle goes onto the opposite knee. So for me, my left ankle's on my right knee. We're going to reach through, grab through that right side. I'm just going to
stretch. Oh.
Absolutely. Now, if this isn't working for you at home, and you're finding that you're struggling with the mobility, all you would do is bring the knee up towards the chest, and if that's not quite getting it, then bring that knee up and over towards the opposite shoulder. How you doing there, Karen?
Yeah, I love this one.
Perfect. So as you know, the strength in the glutes is so important, but it's also really important to be nice and mobile with it as well. Let's switch the legs over. It's really important to have nice long lean muscles as well, because if the muscles are short, they're going to restrict you, and it's going to undo all that good work that we've just done. It's going to cause a lot of tightness in the hips and the lower back and the pelvis.
I stretch because I am quite flexible around the outside area. I have to really work at this stretch, so I have to push my knee out as well as pushing this, bringing this one in to really get the stretch deeper. If I just hold it, it's almost like it's not enough.
Yeah, this is it. And this is the thing with stretching, is that you've got to get it that works for you. So I say to people, people come in to me and they say, okay, I'm doing the stretch. And I say, do you feel anything? And they say, no. And I'm like, well, then we need to change stretch, And it's why when I'm, be it osteo or Pilates, I will always get people doing the stretches with me. Lovely. Can I get you to sit up for me, please, Karen?
Yeah.
One leg out in front of you. One leg's going to be bent underneath you. Sitting up really nice and tall, we're going to bend forward. So if you can't straighten the knee, then that's fine. If you can't reach the foot, then that's fine. You're just going to hold this position. And what you can do if you're struggling with mobility is get a towel or a dressing gown cord, something like that, around your foot, and then bend forward from there. Lovely. He's very interested. He just wants to be near you, doesn't he? Lovely.
If I move down, he'll move, so he's touching me. It's just.
Oh, bless him.
On his face, he's not happy. At the edge of the mat, facing away from me with the hump.
Oh dear. Lovely. Let's switch the legs over. So, as I say, really important to have nice, long, lean muscles. What tends to happen is the hamstrings and the back and the quadriceps on the front have a bit of a fight with the pelvis, and they pull your pelvis forwards and backwards, and that can cause a lot of stiffness in the pelvis. Keeping those muscles nice and stretched, but also really, really strong with the exercises will help. And we have been using your hamstring, particularly with the shoulder bridge that we did earlier. Beautiful. Alrighty then. Now, last little, we've gone over 20 minutes, but that's fine because I just want to do one more mobility exercise. So this is for your hip flexor. You're saying you're quite tight in the hip flex. We're going to come onto your knees.
I have a few clients that have got this, so they have been mainly from running and stuff. I've got clients who've got this sort of area here that's painful. So
absolutely. So coming up onto your knees, hips face forward, and tuck that pelvis under if you can. And then we're gonna send your weight forward, and you should feel a stretch down through here.
Oh, wait, Lonzo. So I have to roll my mat over because I've got a really hard floor, and then the dog will get in the way.
Oh dear.
This is what I call a hurdler stretch.
Hurdler stretch, beautiful. Yeah, exactly. So if you're struggling with this, or you can't quite feel it, some people are like, I don't really feel this one in this position. I'm going to extend that same arm up overhead.
Same arm as the.
So yeah, so you're doing your left. That's it. Lovely. All right.
Yeah.
Gets in a little bit more.
Yeah.
This is it. Well, I treat a lot of dancers, and they obviously have crazy mobility. Let's switch the legs and the arms over for me, which is fantastic. But then what we have to do is kind of wind the body up a little bit more to get into the area that we need stretching. So if you were going to go for this hip flexor, I'm stretching my left hip flexor, so my left leg's back, my left shoulder is elevated, and then sometimes I'll get people to bend over to that right side as well, and it'll get a lot more into the front there. A little bit gnarly. Wonderful. Good stuff. Alrighty then. That's a quick little Pilates blast for you all.
Thank you so much.
So how are you feeling, Karen?
Yeah, good. Really
good.
Mobile, so yeah.
Fantastic. As I say, just picked a couple of exercises that we kind of do as many different areas as we could. If anyone's got any questions at all, please do get in touch. If you've got any pain or anything like that, get in touch. I am running sessions online at the moment, either through Zoom or Skype. Yeah, as I say, they're all virtual. Normally I would teach face-to-face, but the virtual's working really, really nicely as well, be it beginners all the way up to your advanced people, with equipment, without equipment. And at the moment, for all of Karen's clients or people within their groups, I'm doing £10 off each of your first 2 sessions with me. So that goes from 25 to 15 per session, £15 for the hour. And within that, you'll get, obviously we'll do your session, but I'll also send you an email with all your exercises in as well. So if you do have any questions or you'd like to book in, please do get in touch. And we can get that.
Thank you, Lauren. That's really, really kind of you. You didn't have to do that. That's really kind of you.
Well, I think it's really important, particularly at the moment, as I say, we're all stiff and uncomfortable and sore, so we're going to try and help as many people as we can.
Right. So Lauren's going to be joining us every other week, and we're going to do specific things that can help you become sort of more mobile. So we might do like a 10-minute back session one week. We might do a 15-minute session on your neck. So just put in the comments what your issues are, and then we can kind of like add them into some of the sessions that we're going to be doing together. So it's all about how we can help you. So it's really important that you tell us, otherwise we're just going to work on my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like that.
Absolutely fine.
So yeah, and so next week I'll be doing some mind stuff with Lauren hopefully on her page. So be sure to follow Lauren's social media stuff. I know you've got your page on Instagram and you've got your page on Facebook as well. So yeah, make sure you like those. And also on this, I think you can do an option where it says it tells you when we go live, so you want to be getting the notifications, because this stuff is going to be of value to you. So thanks, Lauren. That was awesome.
Very welcome. I hope it helps, and I hope you don't feel too sore tomorrow. Please don't hate me if you do.
All right, guys at home, see you all soon. And
take care.
Yeah, take care.